Hello! Okay, I'm outlining my issues that I've had with Adobe After Effects for a long time, and these things just haven't gotten fixed, and I don't know what else to do because it's really frustrating. As you can see here, I'm in CC 2014. First, I've used Adobe forever and ever. I've been paying for it forever and ever, and the CC updates have broken what I used to like about Adobe, which is consistent working applications. I'm having an issue with my panels. So here, 14.2, the problem that I am having is that if I try to use my plugins, which are pretty much invaluable when trying to animate without pulling up the graph editor and all that stuff, is with Duik and a few other panels, which I'm going to show you. Snap Decisions, which is really good for snapping my keyframes. So the first issue that happened is that this never goes away. So you shrink it down and sure, that's fine, but then you always have this disgusting thing that's not there. That may be a compatibility issue with Windows or something, but it didn't used to be there, and now it is, and I just want you to know about it. Okay, so Snap Decisions and Duik. These are my most used plugins. There is a whole section of interface that's gone. I know you can tilde to make it larger, but you still can't even access the rest of the panel. It's centering on some weird point where you can't use these tools. Same as here. There's options that are supposed to be available, they just aren't. So this is the biggest issue that I am having. Now, if you come over to my other CC, you'll if you see my toolbar, you'll see I have every version of After Effects installed, pretty much down to 5.5, because nothing is consistent throughout, and it's really hard to do the work that I do without my tools. So the way it's going now is I have to open up the program, do what I can do in that program, save off a copy, and then open it up in another version of the program to do the other part, and then keep bouncing around like that, and it's not good. It's not good workflow, and it's really, in my opinion, unacceptable, especially for paid programs. Like if this was free or something, maybe, but it's really frustrating. Okay, so here, 15.3. Yes, just go away now. Okay, my Windows. I want to use Duik. We're in 2015 now. I'm trying to snap this. Nice and slow. And this is the main reason why I do not like 2015, is that it is not responsive, but at least I can get to my tools. I primarily use this, but I also do a lot of rigging and setup and stuff, so I need to go between all of these things, which is just not available in 2014 because these tools are missing. They're gone for snapping keyframes. If you do it with Time Warp or something like that, those tools are not present in 2014, but they are present here. So something happened with one of the updates that broke 2014. I know this is an old product, but it's very important that people can use their old products because there are issues with the current one. And this responsiveness is one of them. Like, this is something that doesn't exactly happen here. Well, it does. But it didn't happen in CS6. So here's an example of how the old version, I would totally use this. This is the most responsive one. However, a lot of the plugins have not been updated to work here. But if I load Duik in this, it works just fine. And these panels are actually responsive, and you can update stuff and arrange it. There's some glitches going on. Not beautiful, but it's workable, and that's really what is the most important thing, is that it's workable. You can make adjustments, you can do stuff, whereas in here in 2014, the one that I want to use is broken. It does not work. I've reset all these things over and over and over. I'll reset again, but it does not fix any of these problems. It does not even load the right program. But you can see it's still just as broke as it was. So I've done the deleting preferences, removing them, renaming them, downloading old workspaces or the default ones. They just don't work. If you're curious and want to see exactly why, I will open up a work file and show you why I don't want to work in CS 2015 or CS 2017. It's mostly because of the new renderer. It just isn't that good, in my opinion. Like, it does some stuff okay, but on my end, it's really rough. It's very, very rough compared to just using this old 3D renderer. And whatever the difference is, I don't exactly know, but I do know that I haven't had the same problems that I have in this program. So I'm going to open up the same file in both of them, and this is something that I'd have to do if well, this is something that I currently have to do, where I open up the file and I make adjustments in one, save it off, and then go to the other program. And while that doesn't seem that bad, that's not good. That's not great. That's not like Adobe quality, in my opinion. So this is an actual production thing that's going on. So there's some actual, RAMs being used, fonts are being used, graphics are being pulled in as a production. And I'm just going to get them both lined up. We're in 2014 here. So the biggest thing here, while I know that these are cached frames, I can at least slide through here and see what's going on. Now this is at full with adaptive resolution, but since it's cached, it's not degrading the image quality, and that's fine. But here I feel a huge lag, and if I
remembers your own branded credit card, simply upload your logo.
And this is the only way I can experience this animation. Even if I render the whole thing, you see that? That's cached. It's still skipping. You can see, not real time. This is cached, and it's still not real time. That doesn't work for me, unfortunately. Go to the scene. This is very simple. It's probably cached.
Once your contract is signed and approved, upload logos. It's easy to get started today. Simply go to Affinity Solutions.
I'm not doing anything, and it's changing this wonkiness. Whereas here, at least if I'm rendering, it doesn't screw around with pretending that it can play, and it's done. And it's also rendering with multiprocessing, so I don't have to wait near as long for this to finish, and I can just see what it's like. It's playing in real time, proper frame rate. There's no disparity between what I see and what I am working on. So I don't know, this may or may not be the right place to voice this concern, but it's a huge issue. See, this is cached. What is this?
To create an online account and download the partnership agreement. Once it's your contract signed and approved, upload logos, card logo, furniture, and other brand assets.
So this is really painful to try to animate in and work with and line up timing. And yeah, the 0, just stop please. It's something that has gotten worse with every update, unfortunately. At least the problem where the cached frames being overwritten and not updating has been fixed. Thank you so much for fixing that. The problem now is that there is a huge disparity between the quality of this render, feeling, and workflow versus this one. The lack of multiprocessing on 2015, the ability to see your frames in real time on 2014, those really just show why I want to do my animation in here. So I'll do my layout in 2014 and then jump to 2015. But really, I would never come here other than using the panels that are not broken. But they're still pretty much broken because they never go away. Come on, you can do it. So this is the only reason I ever come here, is to like grab a keyframe, adjust its endpoint, give it more ease or something. But in doing that, it's not real time. It's cached, it's not real time. And you may say, what are your preview settings? But I pretty much just have it, if I press 0, I want it to start where it did. I want it to play from the current time. It should be exactly the same as the other one. But it doesn't really matter because it's a different render and it doesn't function the same.
To get started, simply go to affinitysolutionsfbc.com to create an online account and download the partnership agreement.
It's fully cached. It's not playing 30 frames a second in real time. And this is not a RAM problem. This is not a RAM problem. Like, there's plenty of memory left. There's plenty of horsepower on the CPU. There's plenty of threads going on. My video card is plenty powerful. It's that this is not as good of a job as I'm used to and as good of a job as you guys have done. So that's my small rant and explanation of what my issue is, and I would love it if you reached out and got a hold of me. Help me figure this out. I tried to lay this out in Photoshop, but really it just does better to show. This is what I'm experiencing in 2014. This is what it looks like with 2014 fresh reset of the interface, and this is what it's supposed to look like. So I can save this as a PNG or something like that, but it doesn't do as good of a job explaining what my actual issues are and hoping that you can understand that it's really hard to invest so much time and money learning the programs and then paying for the programs and buying plugins, and then they just stop working suddenly. Stop working. They don't work anymore. And I don't want to go elsewhere. I want to be a loyal customer, a loyal subscriber. So if anything can be done, please let me know. Thank you so much.